Hello, everyone. So we are just coming with more updates because the collapse of CBEX has really sent a huge shockwave across the world, not just within Nigeria but across the globe. Because according to official estimates, and more importantly, what the EFCC, which is the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, has actually done, close to about 600 to 800 million dollars was lost to CBEX Ponzi scheme by the victims. Which is a huge amount of money, as big as over 1.3 trillion naira in Nigerian currency. So the $1 million or the $800 million question is, who owns CBEX? Who are the people, individuals behind CBEX? So what we've done so far is to comb the entire internet, comb all the trails of activities, of a whole lot of things that was done by the people who pushed and promoted CBEX Ponzi scheme in Nigeria. So in the last 2 to 3 years that CBEX has been running this Ponzi scheme in Nigeria, there's been so many activities going on. This organization called the ST team has been, moving around Nigeria, across major cities from Ibadan to major cities, Lagos, Ogun State, Abeokuta, different part of Nigeria. And they've been very successful, quote and unquote, in marketing CBEX. But now that this Ponzi scheme has now collapsed, it is very important that the people behind the scheme or the scam are unveiled, and perhaps for them to, approach the authorities, tell the authorities what they actually know about this Ponzi scheme. Were they fronting for other people who are outside of Nigeria? Who were the people who moved the 800 million dollars into Ethereum wallet from the USDT account that CBEX was actually running? So what we've done so far is to go behind the scene, look from the entire comb the entire internet, and actually see who were the people who were principal officers of the ST team, which is the people behind CBEX, pushing the Ponzi scheme before it eventually collapsed. So if you haven't subscribed to our channel, put on subscribe, put on a notification bell so that you don't miss any update. Also join us on X at Stalker Team Live, on TikTok at Stalker Team, and Stalker Team Live on Instagram. We share much more news about investment ideas. Also, we more importantly share a whole lot of scam alerts that will actually make sure everyone is investing the right way. So I'll get into what we found out, who are the people behind CBEX Ponzi scheme before it collapsed. Join me. So based on what we found out, CBEX itself, which there is an organization that is legitimate, which is the China Beijing Exchange, is totally different from CBEX Group. There are actually indication that this organization has links with Hong Kong and also Canada. So there was a scam alert that was actually shared by the Hong Kong authorities, which is the Securities and Features Commission of Hong Kong. They label CBEX Group as a suspicious virtual asset trading platform. And they said this platform was falsely claiming to actually hold digital asset license, and they knew that they were defrauding and deceiving investors who were actually buying the lie that CBEX was registered. Now, in Nigeria, the operations of CBEX itself was shrouded in different mystery. So there were people that I'm going to actually show you, and these pictures and these individuals are based on verifiable news reports, pictures, and sometimes even videos. They also, they identify themselves as principal officers of the ST team, which is called Smart Treasure. Smart Treasure, and that's what they call themselves. But they call themselves ST team. However, there is no public, there's no available public record of whether ST team or Smart Treasure was incorporated in Nigeria as a legal entity. So the ST team also claimed that they were in the process of getting a license from the Nigeria's Security and Exchange Commission. There was no indication or whatsoever that they had any process to get this license from the SEC, according to what we've been able to find out. However, so let's get the ball rolling. Who exactly is behind the ST team? And I'm going to show you these pictures of these individuals. We have nothing against these individuals. These pictures and these details were based on direct confirmation from these individuals when they represented CBEX or the ST team as principal officers, and they spoke in conjunction with other members of this group. They also identified themselves that they were playing different specific roles. Even when CBEX collapsed, they made specific comments and statements about why investors shouldn't be very scared, and that all of those news were fake news or they were unfounded. So I'm going to show you these individuals so that you can actually see the people behind CBEX before it collapsed. So the first individual that we actually found out was leading the ST team, who were actually marketing and promoting CBEX in Nigeria, was a gentleman that you can actually see, before you. He is Trust Otorudo. He identified himself as the regional head of the ST team in Lagos, Nigeria. Lagos is the largest, city, the most developed city, the commercial, entertainment, and financial center in Nigeria. And he was the one who actually publicly addressed concerns regarding restrictions that investors in CBEX or victims now when they had. There was also a video circulating in social media when this gentleman, Trust Otorudo, was actually telling the investors to remain calm. He also emphasized the commitment of CBEX to promote financial empowerment through AI trading. So that video has been circulating on social media before the eventual collapse, or in the days leading to the collapse of CBEX. So this gentleman, if you also go on the internet, you will see several newspaper reports where they had meetings and events for the ST team / CBEX, and it was obviously in that picture, and I'm going to show you this picture as we go. So the second person that we noticed was one of the principal officers, was Mrs. Fola Abiodun. She was recognized as a VIP 9 leader within the ST team. So I think what that actually means is, because CBEX is more like a pyramid stroke Ponzi scheme stroke network marketing of sort, they have different ladders that people actually climb based on the number of people or referrals they bring to the system. So this gentle lady, Mrs. Fola Abiodun, according to the picture that we can find based on the events that CBEX actually had, she was recognized as a VIP 9 leader within the ST team, and she was even part of the people pushing the vision of CBEX as a platform that is there to actually reduce poverty and improve financial stability in Nigeria. So that's the second person that we could actually identify. The third person, who is more or less like, another person who perhaps is related to the first person, Trust Otorudo, is Prince Will Otorudo. There are also copious, news reports, pictures of him giving interviews to the media in the past. It was mentioned as part of the leadership team of ST team, who obviously were the ones marketing CBEX. Potential family relation to Trust Otorudo, obviously by the name, is also now very, very glaring. The last person, perhaps who might not be the last person, is someone who I couldn't necessarily recognize from this picture. So if you look at Trust, if you look at Prince Will and Mrs. Abiodun, the gentle lady, you could actually see two other persons that I haven't mentioned. I'm not able to actually decipher who they actually who that person is in this picture, but at least it's one of the two people in both extremes of this picture. However, there is more than meets the eye. There is actually more that meets the eye as regarding CBEX. I have gone through all the profiles of these individuals who are actually in this picture, and I'm not able to actually conclude if they were actually the actual mastermind behind CBEX, because they actually look more or less like ordinary people in Nigeria who thought they were running a business. Perhaps they, allegedly they are fronting for anyone who might actually, or a group of people who are actually out of Nigeria, who, approach them to actually be the front for this Ponzi scheme. There are no evidence that these individuals have very, very strong or solid experience in blockchain technology, in programming, in financial services, in fintech. There are no records of these individuals having this, high-level background. So, who exactly is behind CBEX, and is actually the biggest question. So even when we can put faces to the name of people or typical Nigerians who actually marketed CBEX to the general public, it is very, very clear, at least, that these individuals are not necessarily the real people behind CBEX. So the real $1 or $800 million question is, who exactly owns CBEX? Who exactly operated the platform? As we speak, the CBEX platform, which is cbex.cx, is still actually active. The website is still active, and I'm going to show that website, and we'll conclude on that part, which perhaps might actually bring more clarity as to where the authorities actually have to go, and also perhaps the individuals or victims of CBEX who are actually close to the inner circle of the SC team should actually speak up, and this might actually lead to more information coming to light, because it is very glaring that these individuals do not necessarily look or appear to actually have that CV or resume to actually operate a high-scale Ponzi scheme of that nature. So I was supposed to actually open the CBEX website, but as you can see, you can actually see that the defense system on my system, on my computer system, actually identified CBEX as a potential phishing website, a very, very malicious website, and so the defenses on my system would not even allow me to open. But if you go to the website of CBEX right now, this website is still up and running, and that website has not been seized by the authorities, either by Interpol or by the EFCC in conjunction with any authorities. So the main question is, who owns CBEX? That question is still not answered. It's a very, very important question that needs to be answered. If justice is going to be served or seen to be served, because these individuals that I mentioned, that I've shown you their picture, they don't have that CV to actually run the high level malicious Ponzi scheme that was actually orchestrated in the last few years, and it has made the way with millions of naira, hundreds of millions of dollars and trillions of naira. So that's that. So at the end of the day, the authorities actually have to actually do more investigation, collaborate with other agencies, and it's also very very suiting that the EFCC, which is Nigeria's anti-corruption agency, they've actually said they've launched a full-scale investigation into the operation of CBEX. Perhaps alongside the SEC in Nigeria, the Security and Exchange Commission, the International Organization of Securities Commission, if they can actually go in, under the hood to find out the individuals, behind CBEX, it will really help. But all of these, pictures are just based on what we could find out in the public sphere, and the people who were actually marketing CBEX, they don't necessarily appear to have that CV to run that high level scam. So that's all we have on this update, but we've been able to actually show these are the individuals that were fronting, promoting CBEX, speaking for CBEX, but now it's more or less very glaring that there's more that meets the high. So if we get more updates as to who exactly started the engineering that was behind the CBEX platform that actually carted away these funds, we'll bring it to you. But if you are a victim of CBEX, approach the authorities with anything they will be able to actually get more information from you, and that will actually hit them to do more investigation on how to actually follow the funds. Perhaps there might be a redress for investors or victims to get their money back. That's all we have. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, subscribe, put on your notification bell so that you don't miss any updates. Also, join us on X at Stalker Team Live, Stalker Team on TikTok, and Stalker Team Live on Instagram. Till when we get more updates, take care and bye bye. Keep safe, keep away from Ponzi scheme, and so that you don't actually hand in tears like CBEX victims. Thank you. Take care. Bye bye.